Tennessee Congressman Jim Cooper becoming the 29th House Democrat to call it quits as polls show Republicans are now the favorites to win in November.
Brian Kilmeade is here. He is the host of Fox and Friends. He is here with us at 5:55 a.m., which means that he got dressed early this morning.
Right.
And we thank you for that. Brian, we talk about these retirements a lot. When you see 29 Democrats retiring, what comes to mind?
A couple of things. Clearly, the momentum is on the Republican side. And I just think Nancy Pelosi saw what Paul Ryan did a few years ago when he felt as though he was going to lose the speakership. And he said, I have an idea. I'm going to retire in 2 years, but I'm going to hold on to the job. It was a disaster for the party. It was a 2-year. I lost a flashing light. And I think Nancy Pelosi comes out and says, yeah, I'm coming back. Number one, to say that I'm still a force, don't exclude me from all the meetings. And number two is I believe there is a chance. And there's two things that could happen. Number one, Joe Biden could act heroically and hedge off an invasion and suddenly look like a man in charge. And number two, if the Supreme Court justice nomination goes smoothly, he again could increase the competence scale from 0 to maybe 5. Then all of a sudden Democrats might feel as though there is additional hope for the midterms. But you got to feel good if you're in the GOP.
Brian, if there's one thing that everybody says around here, it's that Kilmeade needs to work more.
Yeah, he's so lazy.
It's a common refrain. You hear it in the hallways. We just don't understand why you are so lazy. All joking aside, you got a big show coming up on the weekend. Your 87th hour of weekend programming on the channel. We're looking forward to it. It's called One Nation. What can you tell us about it?
Great name.
Well, first off, that we got a name, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of things that were all locked up and patents. But it's going to be looking back at the biggest stories, looking ahead at the biggest stories, and putting into context. I think we're going to have a situation where I'm not looking to divide and maybe cool the temperatures down a little bit while increasing people's knowledge about what's happening out there. Amongst our guests in the first week, we're going to go out to the Ukraine. Vitaly Klitschko, he is the mayor there and a former heavyweight champ that actually beat Lennox Lewis. Well, at 6'7", he's going to need more than 5,000 helmets from the Germans in order to survive a Russian invasion. We're going to talk to him and also Michael Ruzioni. Should we be going to China and playing the Winter Olympics? How does he feel about that as compared to Lake Placid winning it in 1980? It did actually change the mood in the country, helped do that when this 1980 team beat the Soviets at the time. Could we do that by going over to what many people are calling the genocide games? Talk to Michael Ruzioni about that. And then we'll have other times to fill, so I might sing and possibly dance, which you guys know I really excel at.
He loves to dance.
Sing, dance,
professional dancer.
Foreign policy discussions. It's a natural fit. You also have a Fox Nation special, What Makes America Great. What's that about?
New episodes. They include Ellis Island. It was a thrill for me. I had to miss Fox and Friends, but I went there before it opened, 6 in the morning. And I really felt like I was time traveling, where 12 million future Americans came in the hope of getting the thumbs up and allowed to go ashore in the backdrop of the Statue of Liberty. And then Teddy Roosevelt. He's not just a two-term president. He was the first police commissioner of New York. What he did to transform this police force that changed police forces around the country with Ray Kelly, who idolized him growing up, lived in the same neighborhood of the Museum of Natural History, and at the same time used his desk as Bratton did and perhaps this police chief is doing, and what he meant. So also what he did for first-generation immigrants. He did this crazy thing, Todd and Carly, when he wanted to increase the life and make it better in New York City. He took out the buildings and built a park. Wow. And that park still exists today over in 5 Points in downtown New York City. Well, so we look back at that.
Brian, Fox and Friends starts in 30 seconds. So the big question is, and we need a short answer from you, are you going to make it to the couch on time? What are the next seconds of your life looking like?
We might run to yesterday's show. It was so good, we might run a repeat because I'm really concerned about going 5 feet. We'll see.
Sorry, guys. Time is up.
All right. Sorry about that.
There you go.
All joking aside, nobody does a long-form interview quite as well as Kilmeade.
Yeah,
both of those are going to be great.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.